Court Farms. I'm just going to do a very quick video on the rabbits that are built into the map. This kind of fits in with my series on can you make money from animals. So we're going to have a look at can you make money from rabbits. I'll go through all of the data in a moment. I just wanted to show you what they look like. I think this is the rabbit enclosure on the main farm. I think on Court Farms, I've really not looked around the map in a great deal of detail. And I'll cover some of this in a moment when we go into PowerPoint, which is much more fun, obviously. But there are two types of rabbits. There are rabbits and there are baby rabbits. Baby rabbits do not turn into rabbits. They are separate animal types or animal species in the game. They do have different buy prices. They end up at the same price if you keep them long enough. They eat the same amount, they eat the same things. I'll go over what they eat in a moment. And their food goes in here. Their food is actually currently not full, so I can show you. I'm going to be very cheaty. We have a bale of grass here, and you can just drop the bale there and it will take food out. I have a very edited pen here to increase the capacity to make testing easier. So ignore the total numbers here, but they do need feed and water. And I'll talk about what they eat in a second as well. So that's rabbits. You can't put them in a trailer, so you do have to buy them here, which means you do have to pay transport costs as well, but we'll factor that into the finances. I guess the last bit is as well that rabbits do not work with Maize Plus. If you install Maize Plus, you will not be able to feed them. Maize Plus is not going to be updated to account for rabbits. So if you really desperately want to use rabbits, don't use Maize Plus. If you want to use Maize Plus for all the other animals, then you won't be able to feed your rabbits. Let's go have a look at some of the details. So as I said, rabbits or baby rabbits can be brought, and baby rabbits do not turn into rabbits or adult rabbits. They grow up the same, but they are classed as separate animal species, a bit like if you brought Holsteins, they wouldn't turn into brown Swiss. That's kind of how it's set up in the game. Both are brought at 0 months old and cost either 70 or 20 pounds to buy, plus a 30 pound transport cost. When I looked, you couldn't buy these at the animal dealer. Both have a peak price of £2,000 at 36 months old. So I would guess actually that one rabbit really in game represents many rabbits. Googling suggested that a rabbit costing £2,000 was pretty darn rare. There are some species that go for about £1,000, but 2,000 was kind of pushing it a bit. So I'm assuming that they are meant to represent many rabbits as one rabbit, maybe to help with graphical load or something like that. So the rabbits will eat between 5 and 50 litres of food per month, depending on how old they are. That peaks at 5 months, and the same with the water. So they will drink between 2 and 20 litres of water a month, and that peaks at 5 months, and then it's flat for the rest of their lives. Once the rabbits reach 8 months old, they will have kits every month. So if you've got the enclosure that I showed you held 30 rabbits, if you've got 10 rabbits in there, after 8 months, after 8 months, you will get another 10 rabbits every month. So within 2 months, it will be full. So bear that in mind. The XML actually has it set to every 1.5 months, but the game only works in whole months. So you get them every month. And I'll talk about how I manage that in a second. But you will quite quickly fill your rabbit pen, and if you're going to have rabbits, you are going to be wanting to sell the kits a lot, unless someone releases, I guess, a bigger rabbit enclosure, or you edit the rabbit enclosure built in so you can have a lot more. So the rabbits eat their food serially. That word looks really wrong to me. So they eat 1 bar at a time, so a bit like cows in base game. So there are 3 bars, grass, earth, or grain. The grass food category will give them 100% of their food requirement, so maximum productivity and health, and that's made up of either grass, as you saw me feed them there, or alfalfa, or hay, or alfalfa hay. So either of those 4 products will give the rabbits maximum health. They can have potato, it's only going to give them 10% of their health, and they can have wheat or barley, that's only going to give them 60%. So really there's no point feeding any of the other 2 groups because of the way they eat. They will eat grass first, and that will give them 100% of their feed requirement. Any of the others you put in are just taking up space in the trough for you to not be able to put grass in, and you will have to wait for those to be eaten first before you can replace them. So I would personally, I did all my testing feeding them grass, but I would feed them one of grass, alfalfa, hay, or alfalfa hay. Ignore the other 2, in my opinion. If you install Maize Plus, none of this works. Just as a reminder, you will see if you look in the animal menu with Maize Plus active, there are no feed bars. So for the finance calculations, I was assuming feeding them grass bales brought from the store. So 8,000 litres of grass cost £1,490. So really cheap to feed them. I assumed water was free because I don't know if there is a free water point on Court Farms, but if there isn't, there are plenty of mods available that let you get water for free. I have assumed that the kits are sold at 1 month old, so you keep them for 2 months. They start at 0, they get to 1, you sell them at that point. With the pen that I was using, it held 30 rabbits. I had 10, and that allowed you to keep production going every month. At that point, the rabbits are worth £113. If you're doing baby rabbits, they are worth £70, and you then have to pay the £35 transport cost to sell them. So probably better doing rabbits than baby rabbits. So as you can see, I've got 2 lines on the graph here. X-axis is months from buying the first rabbit. This is for each rabbit that you buy. Blue line is rabbits, orange line is baby rabbits, and y-axis is profit. So you start off spending £100 to buy your rabbit. So £70 to buy it and £30 transport cost. The transport cost is based on age, so it costs a little bit more to sell the ones that are a couple of months older. You then spend the first few months paying for their grass for them to eat, and then as the kits start to be sold, you start to make profit. And you can see, by 12 months, rabbits are making you a decent amount of money every month for each rabbit. And I guess at the end, you could sell off the original rabbits that you brought for quite a bit more, and then maybe repeat the cycle, so you'll get a bit of a kick of cash. But yep, rabbits are definitely profitable on Court Farms, and you can make money from them. So there we go. Rabbits on Court Farms. Yes, you can make really good money out of them. And just remember, if you want to use rabbits, you can't use Maize Plus. If you want to use Maize Plus, you can't use rabbits, and we won't be updating Maize Plus to support them. Other than that, crack on. Something different to play with. If you found this video useful, please click the like button. Any comments or questions, stick them below, and I will see you next time.